So we now go on to our 8th race of the meeting, Senior Rotax Heat 4, Groups B and D. So here is your grid. Sean Butcher will start on pole position, and alongside will be Belgium's Luca Leistra. Vincent France will start in 3rd position, ahead of Karol Kret from Poland. Stormbrower and Charlie Turner complete the top 3 rows. Maurice Schuring might not have Teresa Babikova alongside, as the 363 was pulled to the side in the pre-grid. Philip Vava will start ahead of Fabian Bock. Ehad Turka just behind James Johnson from Great Britain in the 337. Hal Finkel, it seems like Babikova has ended up on the grid, so she will start from 8th place, I think. So James Johnson will start ahead of Hal Finkel, Emily de Hoys, Flint Schuring, Mario Sidler, Beer Dorstein, Bradley Barrett, and France's Leonie Claude in the 323. They will start at the back of the 19-strong grid. Now the business end of the qualifying heat stages for round 2 of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy for Senior Rotax really kicks up another gear. 10 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. Paddock announcement. Could Jan Dams please go to race control immediately? Jan Dams, please go to race control immediately. Thank you. We now anticipate, hopefully, what will be first time away for the 4th out of 6 Senior Rotax heats. They come through the final corner. They split, go into the tram lines. Revs rise on the Rotax Max Evo engines, lights are out, and we are off and away as Leistra goes defensive early, but Vincent France gets up into 2nd through the first phase of the start. Stormbrower looks to go up the inside, as now it's a bit of pushing and shoving a little bit further down the order. As now Philip Vava looks to be getting well and truly stuck in, and the Spaniard I think is now up into 5th position. Charlie Turner down in 7th place, looks to be Teresa Babikova just up ahead. And Vava now has got a good turner pace. So Butcher got a really good run, as did Vincent France, who managed to jump past Bouvin Powers, Luca Leistra, as it looks like Philip Vava has now gotten past Stormbrower for position. Teresa Babikova rounds out the top 6. Charlie Turner in 7th. Maurice Schuring, Hal Finkel, Karol Kret now all the way completing the top 10 positions. So as now Stormbrower coming under fire from Charlie Turner. As Breuer lost out to Teresa Babikova in the last lap. As the 317 of Hal Finkel trying to battle away as Charlie Turner goes up the inside through turn 11 to take 6th from SP Motorsports Stormbrower. And in the meantime, looks like Hal Finkel has got past the 314 of Maurice Schuring. Lap 2 completed. Vincent France closing on the back bumper of Sean Butcher through turn 3. Now the short blast down to 4. Butcher keeps the tight apex through that corner, runs a little bit wide, and France follows in his wheel tracks. Luca Leistra not too far behind in 3rd position. Philip Vava from Spain in 4th. Teresa Babikova from the Czech Republic in 5th, followed by Great Britain's Charlie Turner. Stormbrower just behind the Brits in 7th position, ahead of Hal Finkel, Maurice Schuring, Karol Kret, Fabian Bock, Emily de Hoys, Bradley Barrett now up into 13th, having started in 18th position. Mario Sidler, Ehad Turka, Flint Schuring, Leonie Claude and James Johnson, who has dropped all the way down. He's a considerable margin down. I'm not too sure what's wrong for the 337, as Beer Dorstein has actually parked it into the pits after just one single lap, as Charlie Turner goes fastest of anybody in the race so far. a 50.6 flat for the Brit. And he's closing on the 2 in front. First up, it is Teresa Babikova in the 363. Then it's the 360 of Spain's Philip Vava from KR Sport. As Bradley Barrett looks to have made up another position there. So just keep an eye on how he's getting on at the moment as he comes through turns 9 and 10. So he's behind the 310 of Mario Sidler. So Barrett looking in around about 14th position. So battle for the lead continues, and Vincent France in the meantime has got past Sean Butcher. Gap now between the pair, 0.325 seconds, 6.5 minutes to go, plus a lap, as Stormbrower goes ultra defensive on Maurice Schuring going through turn 3. And the 314 from JJ Racing now has Hal Finkel just behind for close company in the 317. And then just behind them is Karol Kret from Poland. And that's a 4-way scrap over effectively what is 7th position on the road as the top 3 starting to break away. There's a train from Babikova, including her and 2 other carts in the form of Philip Vava and also Charlie Turner in the 361. As up the inside goes Hal Finkel on Maurice Schuring for position. And that was on for P8. Leaders now coming through turns 13 and 14. Lap 5 now about to be completed. Vincent France from Germany in the 357 leading the way. Sean Butcher now is 0.44 seconds behind as France sets the fastest lap of the race. Lystra did a 50.577, 20 thousandths slower than Sean Butcher in second. Babikova in as we've got more changes happening, as it looks like Hal Finkel now. I'm wondering who that is just up ahead. That is Flint Schuring, so Schuring is a back marker effectively now. Drivers 299 and 252 Junior Rotax. 299 and 252 Junior Rotax. Report to the stewards immediately, please. Thank you. Half of this race down, half of this race to go. Just under 5 minutes remaining. France completes, Vincent France now completes lap number 6. Gap between himself and Sean Butcher, nearly half a second. Luca Lystra now trying to go quicker than anybody, but what's astounding me more than anything is that Vincent France has again set another fastest lap of the race, 50.296. But Butcher not too far off the pace from the German. It's a little bit further back. Looks like a few drivers now having to negotiate their way through to try and move forward. Still a stalemate between Teresa Babikova, Philip Vava and Charlie Turner over 4th position. And at the moment, Maurice Schuring has dropped down to 12th position behind Karol Kret, Fabian Bock and Emily de Hoys. So it's not been a good time at the moment for Maurice Schuring. So James Johnson is also retired. Must have had some dramas in the first initial throws of the race, considering he started down in P12. And that's around the mid-pack. But Vincent France has a lead of over 5/10 of a second over Sean Butcher. Lystra, Babikova, Vava, Turner not too far behind the 360 from Spain. Stormbrower a little bit further adrift, and he was about 7/10 or there or thereabouts last time around. Hal Finkel, and then the 304 of Strawberry Racing's Karol Kret. Emily de Hoys up into the top 10, now past Maurice Schuring, who's up into 11th. Gap still extending between the two leaders, is up to 0.615 seconds. Again, France has just been going faster and faster at the front of the field. Having clear air means that the German can pick the race lines he wants. Through into turn 7. Now into the right at 8. And then again into 9. Through the left into 10. 2 minutes and 47 seconds still remaining. And on that particular lap, no positional changes were made between drivers. But I'm just trying to keep my eyes on what's going on between the top few drivers. Luca Lystra was 6/1000 slower on the previous lap. As again, this time Sean Butcher's got the fastest lap in his pocket 50.009. 9 thousandths quicker than the leader, Vincent France. The gap was 0.606 between them, and they crossed the strike to complete lap number 9. But Charlie Turner still keeping pace with Philipp Wawr, and in terms of the lap times between them, Turner was 8 thousandths of a second quicker on that last lap, but Teresa Babikova has now started to pull a little bit of an advantage. She's got an advantage of nearly half a second last time around on Philipp Wawr as Charlie Turner gets really close towards the back bumper of Philipp Wawr going through turn 12. Through into turns 13 and 14 comes the leader. 10 laps completed, 1 minute and 36 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. France now still has the lead of around 0.6 of a second ahead of Sean Butcher, as the two leaders are the first ones to break into the sub 50 second barrier, with Vincent France being quicker by 13 thousandths with a 49.941, Sean Butcher a 49.954. Luca Leistra is about, 67 thousandths quicker, and he would also be in a sub-second, 50-second bracket lap time there. Babikova still trying to pull away and looks to still have a gap between herself and Philipp Wawr, which is nearly 0.6 of a second. Wawr's been running consistently in the last couple of laps on a 50.2. Charlie Turner, however, has been slightly quicker, but not by much, just a couple of hundredths quicker than the Spaniard, who I spoke to the other day. He's now relocated to the UK for a degree at the University of Oxford Brookes, reference engineering, so good to see that the motorsport provides some sort of practical application on finding out, setting up your karts in the best possible way. And Vincent France, with 19 seconds on the clock, still leads after now what is going to be our 12th lap completed. So the timer will expire before Vincent France comes out of the final corner. The last lap board now being shown to the 357 from Germany. Sean Butcher has tried to keep things on a positive carry of momentum forward, but he will have to settle for second. As long as he can keep himself at the sharp end of the grid, he is assured of pretty much at least the top 5 starts in the 2 finals tomorrow. So France came over the strike 0.77 seconds ahead of Sean Butcher. Luca Leistra from Belgium still rounds out the top 3. Teresa Babikova still in 4th. It has been pretty much a stalemate between Philipp Wawr from Spain and Charlie Turner from the United Kingdom. Breuer, Winkel, Kret and De Hoys ran out the top 10. But with 2 more corners to go. This time another different winner today on qualifying heats day. Germany will have a victor here in the form of Vincent France from JJ Racing in the 357. Sean Butcher takes second ahead of Luca Leistra from Belgium. Philipp Wawr from Spain will finish behind Teresa Babikova with the 363, ending up 4th at the end of it all. Charlie Turner, a well-deserved 6th position ahead of Storm Breuer, Ralf Winkel with Karel Kret and Emily De Hoys from Poland and the Netherlands respectively rounding out the top 10. Maurice Schuring will finish 11th ahead of Fabian Bock. Ehad Turka, Mario Sidler and Leonie Claude round out the top 15 finishers, with Flint Schuring and Bradley Barrett the last of the 17 classified finishers, with 2 retirements in the form of James Johnson on lap 4 and Beer Dorrestein on lap number 1.